Am I the a-hole for telling another mother our children aren't close anymore due to intelligence levels? My daughter, let's call her Sophie, used to be best friends with Kat. They used to be best friends in elementary school, but ever since middle school have started to grow apart. The school split the kids in advanced and normal for math and science. All other classes are still together. My daughter got placed in the advanced and Kat got placed in normal. No big deal, they still see each other in school. They were still close friends until group projects. There have been multiple group projects and kids get to pick their partners. Kat and Sophie usually work together, and that is when issues start happening. Sophie would get really frustrated that the work Kat did wasn't correct. I told her to just turn it in without fixing it, and she got a bad grade on that assignment. After that, Sophie went through a period of time fixing stuff. After a while, I told her to stop doing group projects with her. So they stopped doing projects together and the friendship blew up. So they are not friends anymore. It's Sophie's birthday and invites were sent out. Kat wasn't on the invite list my daughter made. I got a call from her mom asking why she wasn't invited. I informed her they aren't really friends anymore. She said invite her anyways since this is just a spat. I told her the people invited were people my daughter wanted at the event. This went for a while and came to why they weren't friends anymore, and I said it was due to both girls' intelligence levels and tried explaining the group project issue. She got pissed accusing me I am calling her kid dumb. Never said that. She called me a jerk. Edit. I did tell her they weren't friends anymore. She kept asking why. That's the reason I brought up the issue of why they aren't friends anymore. I wasn't going to lie. Also, she should already know why that friendship blew up. The kids were arguing about it constantly for a while.
You are the a-hole, and in such a way that I worry the universe might collapse around you. First, intelligence isn't really a thing the way you're thinking of it. Look up Gardner's intelligences and consider these. Is your daughter truly as advanced across all domains? Evidently not in the social one. Second, consider what you are teaching your daughter. She's allowed to be rude to and angry at people who score lower than her? Is that something that applies to anyone? Because it will be interesting when someone excludes her for not being as advanced as they are, and she internalizes it as being her fault because that's what you've taught her. There was a real opportunity to teach her to respond with compassion and humility, which would have given her such valuable characteristics and lessons about how to relate to other people in school and the workplace. Instead, she will really struggle if she repeats this. Go look up process approach to learning and ask yourself if you're setting her up to learn or to stop learning as soon as she feels she is better than someone else.
Gardner's theory has been debunked for a while now. Can we please trash it? Framing it as an issue of intelligence was bad. Going right into the group projects would have been a better idea. OP's daughter doesn't want to put in twice the work, and her friend feels excluded. Her daughter's birthday party isn't the time or place to patch things up.
You are the a-hole. You are likely smart enough to know that while you didn't call her dumb, you said everything but. Why did you say that, I wonder? You could have just said the friends fell out over school projects. Be wary of raising a child to believe she's intellectually superior to other kids. Kids like that often fall flat in their 20s when grades are not important anymore. Kat might be thriving by then with a friend group who recognizes her best qualities. And consider there are lots of reasons why kids can be difficult group project members. It could even be your daughter was hypercritical and Kat stopped trying. There also are many different types of intelligence. Kat could be smart in ways you don't understand or value, so maybe stop acting like an expert?
Yeah, definitely you are the a-hole. You totally called her kid dumb without calling her kid dumb. All you had to do was say as far as you know they aren't really friends anymore, that they started having a downfall over group projects and have just drifted apart. My son and his friends drifted apart because he was in honors classes, so they didn't have the same classes or lunch anymore. Do you think for a second he was like, well, we aren't close due to intelligence levels? LOL. Do you not realize how awful that sounds?
There are lots of ways to explain children growing apart. They are not as the same classes, they have new and different friends, their interests are different, etc. You went for the jugular. You are the a-hole.
Am I the a-hole for telling my sister-in-law that she needs to get over me being a cheerleader and I had nothing to do with her bullying? This is very frustrating. I have been with my wonderful husband, 29, for a few years, and we started to date senior year of college. My high school had about 300 people in my grade. It was a surprise we both went to the same high school since we ran in different circle. My issue is with his sister. She was bullied extremely baldly by a cheerleader. This cheerleader was 2 years younger than me and on the team. I had no idea and wasn't even close to her. The cheerleading team had around 30 people on it. I was in no classes with her or even ever saw her outside of practice. She made a huge deal when she first met me that her brother was betraying her for dating a person that didn't do anything. I explained I was on the same team as her and didn't know. Doesn't matter. Ever since she has been a royal bitch. I announced my pregnancy to the family and she made a comment that the poor kid is going to have a bully as a mom. I lost it. I told her I am done. She needs to fucking grow up with me being a cheerleader. I have done nothing wrong, and at this point she is the bully. She called me a jerk. Family is split if I should apologize or not.
Not the a-hole. And where was your husband when his sister was going off the deep end?
He was helping in another room. He has shut this down before, and now we are discussing if we allow her near our kid. The answer so far is no.
I wouldn't let her near my child. You can't be a jerk to me and think that I'm going to allow you to see my baby. She's being ridiculous. Just cut her off until she behaves like an adult.
Not the a-hole. Sister needs therapy to deal with the trauma she endured in high school, but you had no part in it. Your husband should make it very clear to her, and his parents, that any more comments like this from her, or any more support of her unhinged behavior by the family will mean that you and he and the new baby will be distancing yourselves from their side of the family for your own mental health. You and baby will not be coming to events where sister is present. And if grandparents refuse to be nice to you, they will have very little contact with their new grandchild either.
The irony that she claims she was bullied but now has become a worse bully. Not the a-hole.
And sister-in-law is using guilt by association no less. OP didn't do anything, which is an admission she didn't bully sister-in-law, but expecting to be all-knowing and proactive is somehow justification.
Info, just for clarity, is you sister-in-law's contention that you should have made an attempt to put a stop to the bullying and your failure to do so, and I understand you didn't know, this is trying to understand her point, was in some way contributing the bullying?
Yep, she acts like just because I knew the person I am guilty. I most explained a million times she was just on my team. She has this weird thing where she thinks all the cheerleaders were besties and super close.
As someone who was on a sports team, I get it. You absolutely do not care what the underclass man's drama is or that it exists. I think sister-in-law may have some perception that her bullying was well known, when in reality high school kids are self-absorbed. You wouldn't have noticed unless you heard about her getting beat up or there was a major suspension. Not the a-hole, but I hope sister-in-law gets a therapist. Nobody cares about high school once you're an adult unless they need to know you have a high school diploma for employment reasons.
Am I the a-hole because I laughed when my mom told me her Roomba fell into the pool? I'm on the phone with her as she's in her winter residence in Florida, Snowbird, and telling me that she was cleaning her house and left the screen door open. And I'm like, where are you going with this? Because my mom kind of rambles a bit with stories that go nowhere, and then she says the Roomba was missing and she found it at the bottom of the pool. That completely caught me off guard and I'm howling with laughter. And my mom is like, it's not funny. That's a $400 machine and somehow that made it even funnier. And she's not making it easy for me because she's describing that apparently it didn't die right away and for a minute the little brush things were still going round like it was trying to dog paddle its way out of there. So my mom is angry that the Roomba wasn't built with some sort of safety device in case it falls into water. Like flotation bags are supposed to pop out of it like chitty chitty bang bang or something. And at this point I'm in literal tears from laughing so hard. So mom's angry. The Roomba is dead. And I'm probably not invited to Easter dinner.
Not the a-hole. Let her be angry and send a condolences note for the dead Roomba. Edit. Buy a new Roomba for Easter saying it has been resurrected, its name Jesus, it's seen the light.
That's a good idea. I could send flowers with a little Hallmark card they make for people who lost a beloved pet or something. I'm going to get to work on that.
Not the a-hole OP. First of all, the situation is hilarious. Secondly, this is the risk people have when keeping non-native species in their house. What if it hadn't fallen into the pool and just went around vacuuming things? What if it outcompeted the native street sweepers? You can't just let that thing out into the ecosystem and not expect some kind of consequences.
A Roomba would never survive in the wild. Nature abhors a vacuum.
Not the a-hole, because that's fucking funny. New warning coming on the packaging. Warning, Roombas are not equipped with flotation devices.
What do you think of these stories? Leave a comment and subscribe to the channel for more interesting stories.